Sure. Any tips for the potential car buyer?
All right, that's a good one, Harold. I think when you're buying a used car, intimidation is the key. Don't just walk around the car kicking the tires, okay? Kick the fenders, kick the door panels, kick the headlights in, kick the dashboard.
What are you doing when you do that?
Well, you're trying to get the cost of the car down, and a car with kick marks all over it has got to be overpriced.
Oh, so I guess we can assume then the proper footwear is required.
Absolutely. I'd say that proper footwear is a key, as the intimidation is. And another thing is you want to ask them if you can take it for a test drive. If they say no, then I'd wonder about that. And they have tricks, Harold. I know when I bought my truck, they had scotch taped a couple of extra spark plugs onto the engine to try to convince me that the V6 was a V8. Caught onto it.
Oh, yeah? How'd you do that?
Well, they fell off when I kicked the engine.
So kicking is important.
Well, it shows that you know cars. You know, I mean, even kick the salesman if you have to.
Oh, no. Wait a second, Uncle Red. I think you've gone over the top on that one. We do not want to advocate violence.
Yeah, well, all right. No, don't kick the salesman.
Right.
You know, but you might want to check the instrument panel. If you look at the odometer and you see a bunch of marks from a claw hammer, and it's a 10-year-old car with, say, 19 miles on it, I'd question that.
Yeah, that's really good advice. That's something to remember.
Yeah.
Uncle Red, is there like a good time or a bad time to buy a car?
Yeah, never buy a car at 3 o'clock in the morning.
All right. How about, like, North American cars versus domestic cars? No, I mean, no. I mean, like, the Japanese cars versus imported. No, that's not right.
No, all right, I understand. I got it. With the Japanese cars, you get more features. But with the American cars, you get more metal. And when you think about it, you know, we're all going to have head-on collisions now and then. So you're better to give up the power sunroof and go with a little more momentum.
Well, I hope that answers all our viewers' questions.
Yeah, and don't forget to kick everything. We have our outdoor expert, Bill, with us this week on it. Going to teach us about, I think he's just fooling around there. Going to teach us about canoeing and the various techniques to use for the beginning canoeer. Because, you know, in these days when the cost of gas and the cost of gas and all that stuff is so high. Now, this is the paddle measurement technique. You want the paddle to come up to about your chin. So one's too short, one's too tall. So Bill comes up with a solution to that problem. Maybe not the ideal solution, but a solution nonetheless. And that one was fine anyway. So it all worked out. You know, we have lots of paddles. And now he's going to show you how to get into a canoe. Now, I think a lot of what Bill does is he shows you, you know, the wrong way to do things. I think he knew that was coming. He's okay, no problem. And then what he wants to show, now he's showing you how you get it from the side. That was the end shot, this is the side shot. But here again, I think Bill, I'm pretty sure he meant to do that. He just looked like he was panicking, that's all there. I think it's just all for effect, I think. And now Bill's going to show you an interesting way to get in, which is the running start, kind of reminiscent of Wild Bill Hickok, you know, and that way you're underway. Unfortunately, he forgot to take a paddle, but, you know, I'm there, I can, well, I mean, I was doing my best. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to estimate because he's moving, you know, it's tough, and I got a bit closer to this one. Oh my gosh. Anyway, he brings the canoe back in, and we now have a week's supply of drinking water. And we'll clean that up later on. Don't worry about that. So now Bill's going to show us the various paddling techniques. Now, what you want to do is stick your right arm out there and then grip it right where it gets fat. You know, reminds me of a date I was on one time. But anyway, and then put the other hand over the end. And no, there's something wrong here. That doesn't look right either. Oh, turnabout's fair play, you know. And now he's just using the dock to show you just a practice. Oh my gosh. We do go through a lot of paddles in a season, but eventually it gets to the point where the student, you know, has to have his first solo flight. And I was pretty excited about this, and I think I was doing a heck of a job. I didn't hit the dock, and I got moving pretty good there, you know. Yeah, I was quite proud. Well, You know, in retrospect, I think Bill should have taught me how to turn this thing around too. Oh, well. He's fine.
It is winter. Your breath forms huge clouds that billow out and block your face. Hot air, thick and swirling. That's what you get for eating skunk.
Every week we have Harold here come up with a viewpoint, give you some insight on what the young people of today are thinking about, and that's probably not the worst thing you'll ever see on television.
Okay. Pixie sticks. I remember one time when I was a little boy, right? I read in the back of a comic book, you could order like all these pixie sticks. You know, like, you know what they are, right? You're like, okay, pixie sticks are like straws, right? And they're closed at both ends, but they're filled with like powdered sugar and flavor crystals, and you just go, you just suck all the powder out of them, right? They're excellent. They really are. They're really good. And I read in the book that you could order like 1,000 of them for $10. Great deal, right? So I get my best friend. Okay, I get my only friend, Larry Gorman. So him and I, we get together, right? And we figure, hey, what a perfect cause to dedicate our lives to while waiting to mature. Right? So we do this. And then we save all our money. We said, no, we had money. We just ordered them. Oh, yeah. We just ordered them. And about a month later, we got this box from Racine, Wisconsin. We open it up. 1,000 pixie sticks. Oh, bonus day or what, right? So we start eating all these things. We're sucking all the sugar out of them. Like our faces are all puckered and everything. It was great. We kept doing this until I got sick, and he hyperventilated an entire lung of powdered sugar. What a great day. Well, there's no real point to the story. I just wanted to relate that to you. I probably should have sung or something, hey?
Dumbo and I will be right back.
He only calls me that because I work for peanuts. Lighten up.
I got the outboard overhauled the other day, and when I went to pick it up, a young fellow there, he had an earring.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Got a little stud or a jewel or something.
Lewis.
I don't mean him, I mean the earring.
Yeah.
What is with that?
That's fashion. That's the best.
Is that a sexual orientation thing? Or?
I think not. It just says you're really cool and above stereotyping. It's wonderful. Pirates used to wear them. And would you confront a pirate in a dark alley?
Pirates had earrings?
Oh, yes. Some of them, most of them were clip-ons because, you know, you'd have to go out on the weekend. You don't want everybody to see the hole in your ear.
Well, that's it. Like, what do you do, when you have to go to a family event, like a funeral or something?
Well, you put a fancy one in. You wouldn't wear just like anything. You'd have to wear, like, diamonds to go with the suit or a pearl.
You mean you're telling me that an earring is not a female...
Not necessarily, no. I was thinking of getting one.
Really?
Yeah, I was playing with your stud setter the other day. You thought you could pierce my finger, and I thought, well, wouldn't that look silly, an earring on my finger?
Well, you sure don't need another hole in your head. Anyway, I really hate to drag family arguments into my television show, but I'm sorry, we just have somebody here who has to be taught a lesson. Harold, come on over here. Now, Harold, I know that you think I'm making a real big to-do out of this elephant thing, and that you think I'm mean, and I'm just doing it to ridicule you, make you cry on television, that kind of thing. And I know you think I should just lighten up, and maybe what you did wrong, and believe me, there was plenty of it. Maybe you thought you were doing the best thing for the show. Maybe what you did was out of maybe caring about your work. And I know that you like me. I know you're very fond of me, Harold, and I know that you look up to me and you really respect my judgment. So I've decided to kind of just let it go as a warning at this point, Harold. But I want you to remember what happened here. And from now on, I want you to come to me before you make these big decisions, all right?
I will. Yeah, thanks very much, Uncle Red.
Okay, no, I'm only doing this because you promised me that you weren't the ones who gave the laxatives to the elephant, right?
That's right. That's right. That's me. That's right.
All right, so if my wife is watching, thank you for taping the show tonight. And when I come home, I'm going to stay up a bit late, and I'm going to watch this part back.
And if I see Harold laughing behind me, he is dead meat. So, on behalf of myself and what is probably Harold's last show, and the whole gang up here at the lodge, until next time, keep your stick on the ice.